Major Nyoko stood atop the smoldering ruins of a once thriving city, his long black coat whipping in the ash-filled wind. His cybernetic arm gleamed as he raised it to the sky, igniting a blazing crimson signal. "This world thrives on conflict," he growled, his voice amplified through hovering drones. "And I shall give it the inferno it craves." Far below, in the crumbling Undercity, Joe tightened his fists. A scrappy revolutionary barely scraping by, Joe had spent his life watching Nyoko's war machines tear apart everything he loved. The world's leaders bowed to Nyoko's demand for eternal war, their profits lining his pockets. But Joe? He had nothing left to lose. Armed with a makeshift railgun cobbled from salvaged parts, Joe addressed the ragtag group of survivors he called his army. "Nyoko thinks he owns us. But you can't own people who've already lost everything. Let's show him that even the smallest spark can start a wildfire." Their target was the Heartforge, Nyoko's secret base. It was said to power his vast network of war machines, a fortress in the heart of the wastes. Sneaking in wasn't the hard part, staying alive was. The group slipped through shattered pipes and dodged patrolling drones, every step closer to the massive reactor at the core. But Nyoko had been waiting. As Joe approached the control panel, Nyoko appeared, flanked by his hulking warbots. "You think you can stop me, boy?" he sneered. "I am war. You're just a flea trying to douse a forest fire with spit." Joe smirked, holding up a small, blinking device. "Funny you say that. I don't need to douse it. Just redirect it." The blinking device triggered a chain reaction. Joe's team had rigged the reactor to overload, not to destroy it, but to turn it against Nyoko's own warbots. Sparks flew as machines rebelled, their targeting systems scrambled. Nyoko lunged, his cybernetic arm swinging with deadly precision. Joe barely dodged, rolling onto a conveyor belt that fed the reactor. "You can't win," Nyoko roared, flames reflecting in his mechanical eye. "You're right," Joe admitted, slamming a wrench into the reactor's manual override. "But we can." The reactor erupted, a surge of energy sweeping through the fortress. Nyoko's war machines turned on each other, tearing his empire apart from within. Joe barely escaped, his team pulling him from the rubble as Nyoko vanished into the flames. The world wouldn't heal overnight, but as dawn broke over the wastes, Joe looked out at the horizon, knowing the revolution had only just begun.